Ladies and gentlemen, glad to have you back on your most favorite show, Not So Complicated. Like I always tell you, a show brought to you by the Innovation Consortium, a show that breaks down everything to a layman's understanding. And glad to have you back, like I said. So you either be here or you be nowhere. And today's topic is about the COVID-19 awareness project. And I always bring to you interesting people, people of character, people with lots of brains, but again, people above all with a very huge sense of humor. So on the panel with me today, I have Basse Bashir, the only Muslim that we have in the Innovation Consortium. Glad to have you on the show. I have Jukes. Then we have Dan Walusimbi,
WADASE.
the only complicated man who is on my show, Not So Complicated. And then we have D Mama. As you can see, he tells it all. So Bassi, thanks for coming through.
Thank you for hosting me. It's always a pleasure for me to share about the things we do in the community.
Sure. So now, we are here to talk about the COVID awareness project. And I really understand that you are the coordinator or the mastermind behind the project. So tell us more about the COVID-19 awareness project.
Before I go into the details about the awareness campaign,
Yes.
I would like to, we lost over 5 million people
All over the world.
all over the world.
Sure.
264 million people got infected with COVID. Here in
Sure.
Uganda, we lost 3,200 something people.
Sure, sure.
We as Muslims, we say Inna Lillahi wa Inna Ilaihi Raji'un.
Rajihun.
I had a personal experience with COVID. I lost my uncle,
Oh,
and
sorry.
I know most of us here know people who lost their lives
Yeah, we lost
to this
people.
pandemic.
One or two, sure.
Yeah. But, we soldier on because it's a pandemic, it's not going to go away. We have to adapt to the pandemic.
Sure.
As for the project, the awareness campaign,
Yes.
when COVID came to Uganda in 2020 March, there were lots of misinformation on the streets of Twitter, social media. People were misinformed.
The stigma and all
and
that.
people
We were in
started
panic
panicking.
Yes.
Everyone was panicking. They didn't know what's right, what's wrong.
It equally was.
Lots of myths were all over the place. People were saying this is a white man's disease. Only older people get infected.
Sure.
Start smoking weird herbs.
Then some of them, the most interesting one was some of them said if you take a cold Guinness, you good. Stuff like that.
Jokes, did you try that?
So we
There is a guy who wears yellow who said it, but
Steaming in weed.
Some guy told us to sanitize the
he said, let's speak facts.
Yeah.
so as we being the Innovation Consortium,
Sure.
we decided to come up with the solution because we pride ourselves in coming up with
Solutions to the
So
day-to-day
we decided
challenge.
to come up with the solution to try and curb the spread of the
Disease.
COVID-19. So we designed the program, the COVID-19 awareness campaign,
Yes.
which aimed at empowering communities with the right information about the disease.
Yeah.
Then how to combat the disease through improved personal hygiene. So we designed a project and we shared it in our networks. And luckily enough, we got funding from the Australian government.
Oh, the government.
Yeah, through the alumni here in
Yeah,
Uganda,
sure.
A3U. And the Innovation Consortium through the Social Enterprise Department, the organization called Atuhire, as the lead implementer in the field. We went to the field and carried out the COVID-19 awareness campaign in Boyogere.
Okay. Thank you so much. And now we would like to know much more about the implementation and how you are more so connected and got in touch with the funders. Was it a call? You said through someone you got to get the funding. So how was the implementation? And again, why did you do it in Boyogere, if I may
Maybe to kind of interject you in there. I know I am the joke on the show, but today I am...
Not just the show.
Yes.
Life.
Yes, today I'm representing Innovation Consortium. When the challenge came in, we took it upon ourselves as Innovation Consortium because we consider ourselves a solutions center, and we provide so many social-based solutions.
True.
And
This was one of them.
this was one of them.
Sure.
And since lives were being lost, we took it upon ourselves to simplify, sit down and brainstorm and see what we can do.
True.
Luckily enough, 2 years before, we had invented a step tap,
Sure.
which is a hands-free washing facility.
Yes.
Though it is so much indoor, it is attached to the plumbing that is usually indoor.
Yeah,
But
sure.
since this was a communal scourge,
Yes.
we sat down, simplified the step tap.
Yes.
We redesigned it to fit a communal setting
Of a tip tap.
of so, and a tip
Yes.
tap was born in there.
Yes. An improved version of a
An
tip tap.
Actually, a simplified
Version of a
step
tip tap. Oh yes.
Yes. This step tap is also a hands-free washing facility. For those watching us, probably you can see it, or
Yeah, in the pictures.
those listening
is.
in, you can check our handles. It is still there.
I think-
The goal was to make it as cheap, accessible, and durable as possible because it was going to be used by communities over and over. So we didn't want something that required so much maintenance and so much certification to operate it.
So it's equally hands-free,
So it is also hands-free.
as
but
the
it's
as they can see.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So we, after getting the solution, and all we wanted was some help to help us put this solution out there,
Sure.
to help in any way we can, because the first soldier they told us to fight COVID was hands washing,
The washing hands,
sanitization,
sure.
soaps. Yes,
Social
yes,
distancing.
and social distancing.
Oh yes.
So,
Thank you so much for that, insight. Thank you so much, David. So back to you, Mr. Bashi. Tell us more about how you implemented the program, how the partners that you had were so helpful, and more so why you chose the areas that you chose to put that innovation in.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. We carried out the COVID awareness campaign in Boyogere zone, and Boyogere division on zone, simply because we are located in Boyogere.
Sure.
And
Charity
that
begins at home.
home. So we had to first cater for the areas close to us.
Sure.
So we decided to, design a simple project that fits in our funds and our capacity. We chose 6 zones in Boyogere.
Okay.
Boyogere has over 18 zones, but we chose the 6
6.
zones, mostly because we were looking at centers that had higher population.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we chose 6 zones, and firstly we had to get authorization from the different task force. As COVID came to Uganda, they set up different task forces all over the country, so we had to get authorization from them.
True.
We had to get from the RDC, then to the DPC Chila, then to OC Boyogere, then to the town council.
The procedure was on point.
Yeah. Then after that, after getting the green light, we had to mobilize. So we contacted the LC chairman from the different zones we were supposed to do the project in.
Yes.
We contacted them, and then we had meetings with them to ascertain their level of knowledge about COVID, then to see the places we are going to put the tip tap. Then after that, we also had our teams on ground to carry out a baseline assessment to see the conditions of the area. Then after that, we had drives.
Yes.
Yeah, we
The
carried
awareness
out
drives.
Awareness drives. Yeah. We had around 3 drives in each zone.
True.
to people talking about COVID.
Awareness, of course, yeah. Mukalakasa.
Wear the mask, stuff like that.
Yes.
Keep the distance. Then after that, we had to install our innovation, the tip tap.
At those centers.
Yeah. So we each zone was supposed to get 5
Taps.
taps.
Are different
Yes.
centers. Yeah.
But when we were carrying out the baseline assessment, we got to know we added one zone in Tebe, which was not part of the original.
Why was that?
Yeah, because we saw that
There was a need.
a need for taps in
that area.
zone.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
The people in Tewe were not sitting.
Maybe to supplement on that, you know, we came up with a solution, not for only a way of getting it, but for a community. What could we do? Like as an innovation consortium, remember in our discussions that we had. So after that, we came up with the innovation and we agreed what was supposed to be done. And actually in the first place when we were making that program or that proposal and the solutions, it was supposed to cover the whole Kira Municipality. But because of the funds and our ability, we first at least tried to implement where we were. So we had to pick when we went and made an investigative survey there, and that is the baseline assessment. We agreed and we executed. Like you all know that Innovation Consortium is run now by 3 I's, and that is innovation, incubation, and implementation. So we had to implement, and I can say that it was a very successful project. And as we speak right now, and since also that the problem of COVID is revolving each and every time, so we are also revolving as the Innovation Consortium to try to make sure that we come up with the best possible solution to handle that.
You also have variants.
Yes, we have variant solutions.
Luckily, now tip tap can handle the variants.
Omicron tip tap is coming up. I don't know.
Oh yes, thank you guys.
So as we speak right now, just know, as in implementing that, which was very successful, we are still going to implement in different areas wherever we can.
Because they say you can't. The warning developed countries.
Yes.
We are not all safe until everyone is vaccinated. Not just you guys. So it's good that you're looking beyond Boyogere, because other people will come in and give us COVID.
Exactly.
Also, I was reading, people still need to wash hands because the person who was fully vaccinated, you saw that.
Yes, they can still spread it.
Still got COVID.
Yeah.
And again, I was reading and I saw a fact that Kira Municipality was one of the municipalities that had the lowest number of COVID cases. So could have your innovation impacted on that?
Maybe.
Maybe to highlight that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention I'm from Kira Municipality.
And you're safe.
Yeah,
But maybe to answer your question,
so you can chip in.
since this is about not so complicated, and this is a facts show. We don't deal with theories or.
That's what I read. So I'd like to know.
We like to believe we were impactful and we were part of the low numbers. We really influenced the low numbers. But since there are no statistics out there to affirm what we are saying, we can't take this as gospel.
Can't take that credit.
But we know we did our
It's
part.
enough to save one life. You don't. I think football people say oyagala amenyeko omugulu for the ref to blow. You don't need to one person to die. So even if we saved one person, that's enough.
Yes, and also maybe to add on this, as you said, was an awareness. The awareness was created. So all the messages were sent out.
And the most important thing, that that tip tap or step tap that we innovated. If you walk around in the most busy centers, like the markets, like stage as in taxi stages, and where you think that there is a lot of schools, where there is, and churches and mosques, where there is a lot of business.
You have to put masks.
Yes, where there is a lot of business, of course, you would. So, and actually, by the way, the demand is still so huge. And actually, like the way we got that funding, even, and also our personal funding, and from our networks, we managed to do that, and we are still going out there so that we get more funding, and so that we can implement a bigger area.
Take Boyogerere to have been the pilot of what we're doing.
Yes.
So and luckily the pilot was so successful.
Yeah.
Though maybe what our listeners and viewers don't know right now is the COVID awareness wasn't just about the messages only. It doesn't stop with the washing only. We are still also advocating for people to get vaccinated. And
Are you vaccinated?
obviously. But
Immunize Muzukulu.
It also has another phase that is yet to be implemented. We are still trying to source funds and partnerships out there. But the third phase, because right now we are implementing the second phase, which is the vaccination, go get vaccinated messages that are rolling out there. The third phase is how do we as survivors recover from the effects of COVID, because they've been really devastating.
Yeah.
People have lost livelihoods.
Yeah.
People have lost businesses.
It's a very big challenge.
Yes. And I speak right now,
People have lost
our
families.
table, people have lost families, people have lost bread earners, people have lost businesses.
Yeah. Schools have been closed
Schools
for
have been
80
closed.
weeks.
Yes,
Uganda
schools have
has
been
a bad
closed,
record on that.
2 years.
It's affecting food
And
suppliers.
men are not going back to school.
Someone told me.
The other week I was reading
Even
a
bars are
monitor,
still closed.
and
We
And our
think-
bars, talk about our bars.
okay, the bars have been
But are they closed?
Yes,
I
they
think-
are. We can't move
Do
freely.
you have the statistics for this?
I have videos on my phone that bars are open. But there is no country on them, so I'm not
Although
sure.
maybe on a serious note about all that, we are already having meetings, we are sitting,
Yes.
and we are trying to see how can Innovation Consortium be part of the revival phase, because what doesn't kill you indeed makes you stronger. How do we make these people stronger? How do we just not say they are stronger, but how do we
help?
return them back to where they are and
Through the
do something
innovation
better?
campaign.
I think it ties in with all the other things we do. We skill people. And so I was talking to someone, a doctor, recently, and he said, we all used to think we have to be at work, that your jobs can't survive without you. But one, you have to celebrate that you're alive. Then two, that all the things you knew, you have to do them differently. Someone was saying an office is necessary. People learn skills, baking and all that stuff. But now there's the longer legacies, we are now resilient. And I think people are willing to try other things.
Actually, you have reminded me of my favorite quote, and which says that successful people don't do different things. They do things differently. So now we have been forced to do things differently, because now we are in the new normal.
Okay, so guys, let's talk about, I was talking to the Innovation Consortium office admin, and she told me that after that project, I think people realized there was a need for washing hands and all that, and sales were made, very huge sales were made
No, actually,
after the campaign. Give us
a picture.
a picture of how you think the effect was felt. If it was, anyway.
Cause these tip taps were stationed in public places.
Sure.
So many people access these public places, and so many people were impacted. The drives, we went all over the place, and we met families, kids, everyone. We gave out flyers, stuff like that. In our, to give it a figure, we impacted more than 500,000 people.
You know, the spillover effects that you saw when people were coming to demand for those step taps. The people who came to Innovation Consortium, yes, and when you look at schools came, because when they were opening, they knew this was the way to go, because it was schools are more of a communal And we made a lot of sales. Orders came in because they saw that in the communities. And actually, still I would want to use that opportunity, even to call upon everybody who is there. Schools are going to open up in January. That the solution is
we believe they
here.
are going to open up in January.
We believe.
Yeah.
Me, I'm very sure because they told us whether you're vaccinated
They
or
told
not.
us there is a newspaper clip that someone tells us is retiring in 2006. So I also believe.
So far.
No, but the other point to make is the legacy of COVID will be hand washing. Another disease that spread by not hand washing. So, in other words, even when the pandemic goes in whatever number of years, these things should stay with us because another
It should be a
disease
culture,
may
yes.
it come or revive itself through hand washing. Cholera is also spread through the same way, not washing. Yeah, so if you wash your hands, you're safe not just against COVID, but other communicable diseases.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jukes. And on parting shot.
The pandemic is not going anywhere.
Sure.
We're supposed to adjust our living. We are going to live with the pandemic. So let's adhere to the SOPs. And if you have an opportunity to get vaccinated, please get vaccinated.
I was reading a tweet yesterday from The Economist. Today is 3rd December, and they said they estimated how many? 2.6 million Africans would die from the disease. Between 880,000 2.6 million. And our statistics show 220,000 have died. We still don't know why. And it's yeah, people in Kira. But we need to, everyone out there, to find out the facts. We don't know everything about the disease and why we have a huge survival rate. I think Uganda's death rate this week has averaged, people who have contracted it, the cases are averaging between 20 to 30, maximum 40.
We are hustlers.
Yes, we don't know why, but I think that's a legacy. Let's find out the facts and do what the Bashir did with his team, spread awareness for everyone to be safe.
Thank you so very much, Jukes.
WADASE.
WADASE. Your last words to our viewers.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity, as in that is to share what we did.
You're welcome.
And also, yes, and the information out there. Of course, I would encourage everybody, please try to acquire as much information as possible so that it can enable you be able to employ the best tactics, being a footballer, the best tactics. Yeah?
What Ronaldo tweeted, factors.
Factors, exactly. So that we can fight this disease. And lastly, as the Innovation Consortium, I know people out there, they have a lot of solutions, or a lot of crazy ideas. Maybe about the COVID, even or other problems. Please, think it, we produce it. We are the right people to do it. So come and share with us your crazy ideas, and we see how best we can produce it. Thank you.
Thank you, what to say. Mama, your last words and parting shot, and we wind it down.
People usually think helping has to be tangible. But even if you just come and add your voice to our voice, that is also help. And information, indeed, is the best tool.
So I've already helped.
Open doors out there. So you don't need to be a thinker, you don't need to be a geek, you don't need to be... You just need your voice to be added to ours.
You don't need to be like
Praise the
this
world
man.
we want.
Yeah, I'm not a thinker.
Okay. Thank you, Dimama. The panel that I had today, thank you so much, gentlemen, for your views and lots of information that you've given out to us. Our people know that COVID is real and endeavor to follow the SOPs. Wash your hands, wear your masks, and social distance. And please, make sure that you reach out to the Innovation Consortium for more and more of those tip-taps. Please, they are affordable, they are durable, and trust me, you will need to have it. Once again, like I always tell you, you either be here or you be nowhere. Endeavor to subscribe to our YouTube channel, always, and let us know what you think about what we talk about, what we discuss If you ever want us to talk about anything, share it with us and we shall surely deliver. So thank you so much. Follow us on all our social media handles at Innovation Consortium. Glad to have you, and I've been your host, Brian Lyon. Peace out.